Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 97. The Tesla Model Y is already showing off that it will become the best-selling car in the world. And the Renault Zoe gets a 0-star in safety ratings. Then we will see the Neurolink in humans already next year. And New York City want to spend $12 million on Tesla's cars. And the demand for Tesla's cars has just gone Plaid. And the switch to EVs is happening faster than even the optimistic S-curve. All this and much more on today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
The Tesla Model Y is dominating the luxury SUV market in China. And it's not like there is a close race for the top spot, as we are getting used to in many places. There is Tesla at the top, and then the close race is for second place, way down below Tesla. As we can also see here in China, at the high-end SUV sales for November, Tesla sold 23,117 and second place 13,485. Yes, Tesla delivery numbers for November in China are in, and it was 31,752 for domestic sales and 21,127 for export. We will still have to wait until the 13th to 20 December to get the production numbers, which are the real interesting numbers, because Tesla had very high production numbers in October, but they did not deliver as many as I expected in November. Only, if we can call it only, 52,859 in November. But I did expect more. I know Volkswagen would kill for these numbers. They are still down compared to their yearly target and sold only half of Tesla's sales in China in November of their IDs. But let's wait and see what the production numbers has been, because Tesla could of course have seen some logistic issues to getting cars delivered, but the most important metric is of course what are they able to produce. But it does not take anything away from the Tesla Model Y's dominance in the high-end SUV market. And it's not just me cherry-picking 1 month that Tesla Model Y has done well. If we look at the entire year, from January to November, Tesla Model Y that started delivery at the end of January this year is already the second best-selling high-end SUV in China. The only other EV on that list is the Neo ES6. The rest, from legacy, is all ice. Yes, this votes very well for the Model Y, as Elon said he thinks it could become the best-selling car in the world already next year. And a clear picture is starting to show exactly that. This is already one of the best-selling SUVs in China, not EVs but SUVs. And in Norway, year to date, it has already become the third best-selling EV in the country. And it has only been out for 3.5 months. And last year's favorite in Norway, the e-tron, declined 8 places. And the Renault Zoe is no longer a top 20, not even a top 30. And in total in Europe, we are looking at a top 16 best-selling EV year-to-date for the Model Y. And with only 3.5 months of sales, no factory on the continent, this is just nuts. It has already overtaken the Mark E in Europe that has been out here all year. And in the US, the Model Y is also by far the best-selling EV with over 130,000 deliveries. Second place goes to Tesla Model 3 with over 95,000 units. And then something funny is happening at the third place, because GM did in the first 9 months sell in the US about 24,800 Bolts, their only EV, but the Mark E sold 18,885 in the first 9 months, but in November the Mark E sold 3,088, so Ford should be almost at 22,000 units by now. And if they can deliver at least 3,000 units again in December, it will take the third place, because GM is not producing producing any Bolt at the moment, and the Hummer EV is still not being delivered, so the top 3 spots in the US this year will probably look like the Tesla Model Y, the Tesla Model 3, both over 100,000 units sold, the Model Y probably over 170,000 units, and then the 3rd place will go to the Ford Mach E with about 26,000 units. And GM, the self-proclaimed leader in the EV race in the US, will have to settle for 4th place. What an embarrassment for GM to be out saying they are the leader, and they will not even be in top 3. And the real EV leader in the US will deliver about 10 times as many EVs in the US than GM. Not 10%, not 100%, 10 times. With the Model Y and the Model 3 combined, or just 6 times more with the Model Y alone. Yes, the Model Y is on track to become the best-selling car in the world next year. Remember, the Model 3 that the Model Y is outselling right now has become the best-selling premium sedan in the world, not just EV, but car, outselling long-time industry leaders such as the BMW 3 Series, and only with about 3.5 years into production, with only 2 factories and no one of them in Europe. And back in May, it had actually become the 16th best-selling car of any kind in the world in 2021. And even in Germany, BMW's home turf, Model 3 has become the best-selling mid-size car in November, again knocking the BMW 3 Series off the top spot. It is quite funny to look back at BMW's head of R&D that in 2019 said, "There are no customer requests for BEVs, none. There are regulatory requests for BEVs, but no customer request. If we had a big demand, a big incentive, we could flood Europe and sell 1 million BEVs, but Europeans are not going to buy these things." And 2 years later, here we are, and they have lost the title of best-selling premium sedan to an electric car. Yeah, the customers doesn't know what they want. You have to show them and bring the supply before there will be a demand, just like Harry Ford said about the innovation of the car. If I have asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. And that is exactly what BMW is doing. And the global plug-in market will more than triple this year compared to when he made those comments. Yes, that did not age very well. What a great research and development center BMW has there. Maybe they should do a little bit more of that research part, or else I think we'll see a lot more of these tweets. "I'm driving a BMW now, but my next car is a Tesla." Yeah, sorry, but people that think BMW owners will never buy a Tesla are also wrong. And next year, the Model Y will be produced in 4 factories, one of which will be in Europe. Yeah, 2022 will be the year of the Model Y. I know many YouTubers are offering 2 free stocks, but I got the best deal for you. If you live in the US, Hong Kong or China, get 5 free stock valued up to $3,500 each. Yes, you won't get a much better deal than that. Who don't want 5 free stocks, right? Well, you can do that with Moomoo online trading platform if you sign up with my link down below. That will also support the channel. So a win-win for the both of us. If you don't live in the US, Hong Kong or China, you can still download the Moomoo app as I have done, because this is a professional trading platform, so you will have all the information you could possibly want about stocks, drawing tools, communities, news and much more. It is a very impressive and capable app they have made there, so go check that one out. This will not support the show, but you will get a great professional app for keeping an eye on the stock you follow. Enjoy. And Car and Drive took the Tesla Model S Plaid for a spin. And it's not just one of the quickest cars they have ever tested, it's also one of the quickest charging electric car they have ever tested. The speed of the Plaid is not only from 0 to 60 that is impressive, it is crazy fast no matter when you hit that accelerator. Like Car and Drive showed in their video, it is twice as fast from 30 to 50 or 50 to 70 miles per hour than a Bugatti Chiron. This is just nuts. This is kind of where the old Model S was not so strong from a rolling acceleration. But as Hoonigan also experienced when they made a drag race between the Plaid and the McLaren 720S, the McLaren didn't stand a chance, not even from a rolling start. Not even from a rolling start with 4 persons in the Plaid and starting behind the McLaren. It still beat the McLaren. Crazy fast. And no wonder the McLaren owner said,
"You considering buying a Tesla?" Yeah.
But CarDrive also makes charging speed test from 10 to 19%, and here the Plaid did also perform as well. We know we can charge with 250 kilowatt of charging, but you can see here that the new Model S Plaid keeps that 250 kilowatt charging much longer than it did before, actually over 5 minutes. It was the quickest charging car CarDrive have ever tested. But they have not tested the Lucid Air yet, so that should be able to beat it from 10 to 19% charge, so hopefully they will get the hands of one of those Lucid Air soon. But this Model S Plaid is just a beast like no other on every single metric, and instead of showing it embarrass a $300,000 supercar like the McLaren, its power really shows when you put it up against something in its own class, high performance sedan, like the most powerful ICE car Cadillac and BMW has ever made. Yeah, like this guy says, there's no contest.
It ain't even close.
Yeah, the numbers game for the internal combustion engine is over. Like Elon said, it's a hardcore smackdown. So no wonder this car has piqued the interest of so many people around the world. And even though it is Tesla's most expensive car, they are still experiencing demand problems. Yeah, they can't keep up. Nicholas shared on Twitter an update he got from Tesla, and a subscriber of mine also shared his email received by Tesla that both said, in order to speed up delivery of all existing orders, including your Model X, we will not currently accept new orders of Model S and Model X in markets outside of North America. Yes, the demand problem is real, but it's kind of the opposite direction of what Gordon Johnson think it is. Tesla cannot keep up, even though they are ramping up production as fast as they can. And we have some bad news for the little Renault Zoe. Europe NCAP recently gave the Renault Zoe a disappointing 0-star in its last round of safety test. Ouch! Like Eurocab's Secretary General said, Renault was once synonymous with safety, but these disappointing results from the Zoe and the Dacia Spring shows that safety has now become collateral damage in the group's transition to electric cars. Yes, Tesla goes up and beyond what is required for safety, and the others, well, not so much. Probably because the legacy auto is losing a lot of money on making EVs, so they are trying to make them as cheaply as possible, and it kinda shows. Yeah, just go get a Tesla. Elon Musk appeared in an interview at the Wall Street Journal Summit this week. There was a lot of great stuff in the interview, not much unknown, but we did get a little update on Neurolink, as Elon said. We hope to have this in our first humans, which will be people who have severe spinal cord injury next year, pending on FDA approval. And I should say, our standards for implanting the device are substantially higher than what the FDA requires, just as our standards for safety with Tesla are much higher than what the US government requires. Yes, Elon's companies goes up and beyond, and I think this will be so exciting to see if they already have this in humans next year. I don't think anyone thought it would happen this fast. This would just be incredible. But if you want to see the interview that I did about Tesla's unbelievable speed of production and innovation, I just did an interview with Joe Justice, former head of Agile at Tesla. You should definitely check that one out. I will leave a link to my interview and Wall Street Journal's interview down below. And meanwhile, Tesla is fighting against organization that says that Tesla is using too much water in Grünheide. Well, that is peanuts compared to the coal industry. This open mine in Germany did use in total about 240 million cubic meters more groundwater than extracted since 2017 than permitted under water law. So this coal mine uses more than 100 million cubic meters of water per year, and Tesla's factory that is going to produce zero-emission vehicles and 50 gigawatt hours of batteries for those cars is being delayed because they will use about 1.4 million cubic meters of water per year. And as Alex pointed out on Twitter, S-Volt produce about 24 gigawatt hours of batteries and use 1 million cubic meters of water per year. So Tesla has about 50% less water consumption, but they are the ones that are being punished, even though the EU wants more battery production and more zero-emission vehicles, and Tesla is the one that is using less amount of water and bringing all of this to market in a much bigger scale than anyone else. Yeah, the ones that are delaying Tesla in Berlin do not seem to be doing this because of environmental reasons, but I will leave you to be the judge of that. And Tesla is releasing their findings for their test of the Model 3 as a police car. We have seen many police departments buying Teslas and finding huge savings, like the Bakersville Police Department in Indiana, which purchased several Tesla Model 3s that found after the first full year of use the Tesla Model 3, they had already saved over $6,000 per car, and the car gets to be more on the road because of less time in the repair shop for service and maintenance. But earlier this year, Tesla decided to build its own Model 3 police cars for testing at police department in the UK, and now they share some of the great results of the first 9 months. But where I think Tesla is just going to be in a league of their own is when it comes to software. As they wrote, Tesla software update and systems offer new ways to police, the ability to send directions to the car via systems such as What 3 Words or Google Maps, and will allow control rooms to send direct directions to a job. Dashcam, GPS tracking and apps access offers unique potential to our cars as well. And I can easily see Tesla collaborating with the police in the future to make software specially for Tesla as a police car. Also with the driving profile and much more, so everything will just be running on this big screen in the middle of the car, no third-party devices needed. No other OEM will be able to offer them all of that software integration. And Neon, the energy company that made the Hornsdale power plant big battery, has turned on yet an even bigger battery in Victoria. The Victorian Big Battery, the VBB, powered by Tesla's Megapacks, which has a capacity of 450 megawatt hours, has gone live. The State Energy Minister said the Victorian government is proud to flick the switch on Australia's biggest battery, which will help protect our network in summer, support our renewable revolution and slash energy prices. And they expect this big battery plant to save the Victorians about $220 million over the next decade. Yes, the energy company NEO is building more and bigger batteries all over Australia, not just to support Victoria's transition to 50% renewables by 2030, but because it's just a good business for them. There is a reason why Tesla's Megapacks are already sold out for the entire next year. There is a reason why Tony Seba is talking about an energy bubble the fossil fuel industry are in and is about to make a big crash over the next decade. It is greener, it is faster responding, it is better and cheaper to run. You can't beat that. This will disrupt the whole energy industry. And let's take a quick look at the Elon-Speed that is happening at the Starbase. RGV showed these pictures from the Starbase, one from January 2019 and then one from November 2021. That is just mind-boggling, the change that has happened there at the Starbase. Nuts. Just real Elon-Speed. And SpaceX did launch yet another rocket this week with another satellite for NASA that is going to observe supernovas and other massive energy things in the solar system. Amazing. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this news show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla Shorts. We know Ford likes to copy Tesla, but they are back at it again. Ford is out showing off its acceleration. copying Tesla with light and everything, but not so much with the acceleration part. And if you have seen the Reuters article about Elon wanting to quit his job, don't worry, Elon just cracked a joke on Twitter where he wrote, "Thinking of quitting my job and becoming an influencer full time." But Reuters didn't really have much humor and made the whole article about that. Even Elon laughed at it on Twitter, but I guess it was a very good clickbait. But speaking of laughing, Gordon Johnson was on CNBC again, talking about how bad Tesla is doing, and in 2022 will be a disaster of a year. I guess just like 2020 and 2021 should have been, according to Gordon, but his reasoning is getting so ridiculous that even Elon Musk is laughing at him on Twitter now. And Sandy Munro has finally got his hand on a Tesla Model S Plaid and are going on a road trip in it right now, and of course afterwards ripping it apart. Can't wait to see what the car expert of car expert has to say about this monster of a car. And Hyundai announced the EPA range of their Ioniq 5 today ahead of the US launch, and it received an impressive 300 plus miles of range. And BMW hits 1 million EV sales and has a target of 2 million in 2025. Well, accumulated of course, and unfortunately 70% of those 1 million EVs are plug-in hybrids, so they only hit 300,000 BEVs now. And they started making BEVs back in 2013 with the i3, so 300,000 BEVs combined in 8 years. Yeah, they're not in a hurry, are they? And if you still don't believe that the EV revolution will happen in an S-curve and the ICE cars will drop off a cliff, well, you don't have to believe anymore. As Robert showed here on Twitter, in the UK, this disruption is actually ahead of the S-curve. If this holds true, we will see a 50% EV market share in just 1.5 years in 2023 in the UK. That is actually faster than the S-curve I made in my video about how fast this disruption would probably go. But as you can see, we both have over 80% EV market share in 2025. Yep, this is happening right now, not in 5 years' time. And New York City wants to spend up to $12 million to purchase Tesla Model 3s throughout the Department of the Citywide Administrative Service. If approved, this would be the first Tesla cars being used by New York City employees. And Joe Tagmeyer showed that the stamping machine at the Giga Texas are already being tested. As he wrote, stamping machine test underway and some scrap panels for the Model Y observed next to the stamping machine structure on the 5th of December. And he also showed off some of the Model Y's dashboard arriving at Texas. So don't think they were made at the factory, but probably brought in for testing. So we are getting pretty close. And we got some news about Herbert Diess' role in the Volkswagen Group. It is official that Herbert Diess will remain CEO of the Volkswagen Group, but will no longer have operational responsibility. His role is set to focus on the group's strategies and the IT groups carried. Without any operational influence, his power in the group decreased decisively. Yes, I still think this is a very bad move from Volkswagen. And I do agree with Alex here. If Volkswagen was serious about turning into a BEV company, they would not be launching 7 new ICE models in South Africa or investing billions of dollars in their ICE factory in Brazil. This is going to backfire, spending so many billions of dollars on ICE when they are ramping up EVs, and the EV disruption is happening now. They should do what they say they're doing. All in on EVs, then stop wasting your money introducing new ICE cars and factories. And we do see proof that the Volkswagen Group won't achieve its EV sales in Europe this year, as it has added both MG Motors, SAC Motors Europe, NIO, Xpeng and Geely to its CO2 pool in Europe to try to get to their emission targets. Yeah, it's not easy when your priority is still selling ICE cars. And before we end off with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my newest patrons and members of this YouTube channel. David Navari, Tim French, Bruce Kirkpatrick, Megan N, Terry Johnson, Wind, John McHugh. And I thank you for watching, members. Wartech54, Jacob Knob, E. Snyder, Joseph Dye, Noel Lee, Peter Lesh, Tim Jeffries, Terry Johnson, John Buck, MIB Nice and You Are member, Wilbur. thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And a big and special thanks to Supporter of the Week. And this week's winner is Kim McQuad. Kim has been a patron of mine for 11 months. Thank you so much for the support, Kim. I will contact you on Patreon for details, but go into the merch store and find a t-shirt or mug of your choice. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. Because the comedy of Mary Barra continues. Mary Barra is getting an award from Columbia's Business School for her leadership. And before I show you some video clips from Columbia's Business School praising Mary Barra, just remember Mary Barra became the CEO in 2014. They had a couple of years of flat sales and yeah, then it has been downhill ever since. They're pretty much gone in Europe and their sale has dropped 3 million units per year under Mary's leadership. Yes, the comedy saga of GM and Mary Barra's leadership continues.
I can say I'm personally extremely proud to honor Mary and welcome her to the Deming Cup community.
She's putting General Motors on track to being one of our country's most prominent auto companies, thanks to her relentless focus on innovation, technology, and talent.
Well, let's just address the elephant in the room.
We have been the leader in the United States. We've been number 2 in China, and we're not going to cede our leadership position to anyone.
I'm inspired by Mary's obsession with delivering high-quality products. Her mantra, "It all starts and ends with a great product," echoes the Deming principle of operational excellence. Under Mary's leadership, GM invested in electric vehicles and self-driving cars. They've let go of outmoded operations and made innovation a top priority.
.3 seconds. This race was over in 9.3 seconds. Look over there. The fastest and most powerful Cadillac of all time is a third of the way back towards the starting line.
Mary, thank you for your courageous leadership, for the difference you're making, and for your commitment to just keep getting better.
That is all we have time for in this new show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps this video out a lot. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button or notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support, and if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can for as little as $1 become a patron of this channel and get your shout out on this show. You can also become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out and some extra perks. Hit the members button to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I tweet all the news as it comes out and more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. Now it's also possible to support the show without buying anything, becoming a member or a patron. There is a link to donation options in the show notes. But going forward, I will be making more videos for patrons and members only. And I will give my YouTube members and patrons early access to my videos whenever possible and make my videos ads free for members and patrons only. So don't miss out. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.